What's up, guys? Hope you're doing well so far. Let's cut straight to the chase. Last 2 days ago, I think that was Wednesday, I talked about the Deltarune Chapter 3 OST and made a tier list for it. And I said it, it's a pretty good soundtrack all in all. Not my favorite of the four, but still very solid, as all of them are by Mr. Tobias Fox himself. Now we're talking about Chapter 4's OST. This one is amazing. My favorite so far. I think I can say that with confidence. I love the Chapter 4 OST. So, I'm going to go ahead and put us up here with a bit of OBS magic. Skadoosh, here we are. Hello. Now, before we get into this, be sure to join the Discord server. It's called the Fruit Basket. There's a link in the description down below, or also in my channel bio. Also, if you are a returning viewer or a new viewer, and you like the content, be sure to subscribe. It helps me out a lot, and also like the video. Now, here we have the Deltarune Chapters 3 and 4 tier list. If you recall the last video, if you haven't seen it yet, check it out later. This is both chapters. I have sorted the Chapter 4 ones in order, and then 3 is kind of down here. I'm doing them separately for now, at least. So, let's start off with Old Wooden Rafters. Now, this is the first one in the OST. This is Old Wooden Rafters. It's the song that plays in the church. This one is very good. It really is reflective of kind of how it feels going into a church that has an organ and hearing just someone playing like in the pre-church time period before the service starts. It sounds a lot like that. I would expect to see this or hear this in an actual church. It sets the tone pretty well. If I recall, it has the legend in it. I don't remember the leitmotifs for all these necessarily. Most of the church songs either have the legend or Don't Forget or both in the song. So this one, it's excellent, I think, straight up. It's a great ambience, but also it's a great song to listen to. It well reflects what it is supposed to reflect. So this will go in very excellent here. Hymn is when the choir with Toriel and Noel and some other people sing this song about the Deltarune in the church service, and this one it's pretty well. It's haunting, but not in a scary way. In like I don't know how to explain it. It's very, very effective, because this is Don't Forget, essentially a version of it that reappears in the piano that may not be played well later on. This is a very haunting version of Don't Forget, performed by a choir, a digitalized choir, I am led to believe, of course. But it sounds great, and it makes me feel things, so I'm going to put it in very excellent above Old Wooden Rafters. The next song is Another Day in Hometown. Now, this was the one that was shown to us a long time ago as Hometown Day in one of the newsletters, and this one is still very good, still excellent. Not my favorites of the tracks. Obviously, there are a lot of ones that hit in a different kind of way. This one, though, it's still a classic, and I'm familiar with it because it's been around for a while, and it delivered on what it sounded like, or on what I hoped it would be in the chapter. Just kind of, the calm before the storm. It's just going around hometown, doing fun stuff, going to the diner, talking to Sans about his closed sign and whatnot. This is a good song. I'll put it down. I'll put it between these two. Friends. This one is great. This one plays in the diner, I believe, with Susie and Chris, and it's very different from a lot of the soundtracks in Deltarune. I don't know how to explain it, but it feels like the kind of emotional anime OST instead of something from Deltarune. It's amazing. I like it. It's just a big tonal difference, which is not a bad thing at all. In fact, it makes it resonate even more. I actually missed the song on the first time around because I didn't do the diner scene, but when I did, I was like, wow. And also hearing it in the OST, I was like, wow, this is rather emotional. A lot of the songs in Chapter 4 make me feel things. Make me feel very emotional about the game, or about my own life. This is one of those tracks. Castle Funk. This is the song that I have used in a lot of my videos for the past few months. Well, I used the older version, the incomplete version, shown off alongside Hometown Day. This one is now called Castle Funk, not My Funky Town, even though I like that name more personally, but oh well. This is an extended version. This is the whole version, about 3 minutes long of just straight banger. This one is great. It's the second best so far, I would say. Actually, is it better than Friends? It might be. I don't know. I'll put it here for now. This one probably played at the start of the video, so I'm not going to bother playing it again, because you guys already know how it sounds. It's amazing. The Knock You Down rhythm version. It's just Knock You Down from Chapter 2, but made a bit different for the rhythm game in the TV time segment or the TV building in Castletown for that Lightner's Live minigame. It's as good as the original. Relative to the rest of these, it's not quite my favorite because Chapter 2 is probably one of the weaker soundtracks. I think it's 4-1-3-2. I think it's pretty valid to go with that. But it's still a good song. It's definitely just pretty good right in the middle. Gingerbread House, this plays in Noelle's house. I think it's a very fun title for a song, and it's a pretty good song with kind of the girl next door leitmotif being used there. And I think it's down here because it's not my favorite. It doesn't do well. I won't put it in doesn't do much for me, but it doesn't do as much as these other songs do. It's probably at the bottom, I think. This is between two. This is the song that plays in we can assume is Dessa's room, a more kind of electric sounding version of Find Her. Also the Lost Girl motif, obviously. This one has implications. The distance between two, what does that mean? Between who? There's a lot of people in Deltarune who could have some distance or want some distance, like the player and Chris, or Des and Noelle, or Des and her mother, for example. So this one is good. I think I'll put it up here because I love the Lost Girl motif, and also it just the way that it gets remixed and like the sound font and stuff. It's great. I love it. C. This is for the introduction of Carol Holiday. This one, just simply titled C, is terrifying. One of the scariest songs in the whole soundtrack to date. It's like breathy sounds just from both ears, like left and right. Just, it feels cold, which I think is what it's supposed to, because, you know, Carol Holiday, obviously they're associated with snow and whatnot, and she's a very cold person. This is a very cold sound. It sounds like, this is going to be really weird, but it sounds like when your breath, like, condensates in the air when you breathe out in the cold weather. Like when it's like 20 degrees out and you go, and the breath around you just like becomes visible. This is how that song sounds. It sounds like that looks, if that makes sense. So it's pretty effective. Musically, obviously, there's none as far as I recall, but it's still pretty good. I'll put it here. The very top is pretty good. Atrium. This is the one that plays at the very beginning of the church Dark World. This one is, you know, serviceable. Doesn't do a whole lot for me. I don't have much to say about it besides most of the church Dark World themes are pretty good, and they get better as they go on. So this is one that's, you know, it starts off pretty, you know, okay-ish. So I'll put it here. Dark Sanctuary. This is just the next area theme in the church, and this one is better. Like I said, they get better as they go. This one is probably deserving of... Yeah, I mean, Dark Sanctuary, Second Sanctuary, and Third Sanctuary are all similar, in that they're all amazing, but they get better as they go on. This one's still very excellent, though. From now on, Battle 2, I called this in my Chapters 3 and 4 prediction video on the day before the game came out, that we would get an updated battle theme to match the change in tone of the game. And we did, and it's amazing. Maybe even better than Rude Buster. I said it. I'm a massive fan of this one. This is the best song in the track so far. Toby knows how to cook on the generic battle themes. Like, or not that the themes are generic, but that the battles themselves are like, you know, like normal encounters, right? Rude Buster, amazing. From now on, amazing. I love the name of the song. It indicates a change in direction. This is the way things are going to be from now on, and this theme will probably play from now on, I imagine, throughout the rest of the game. And it's just amazing. I think Toby knows that if you're gonna have lots of, you know, normal encounters in your game, that you have to have the theme be good, because you're gonna be hearing it a lot, and he definitely delivers on that. Yeah, this is Gerson's theme, very similar to Undyne's theme, like, yeah, that one, right, or whatever. This is that, but for Gerson, borrows from the ruins and Undyne's theme, that kind of stuff. Gerson's themes here, or the old man's themes, I guess we can put it that way, are some of the most fantastical, kind of even like swashbuckling themes in this game. They sound like from a totally different genre because they're all so like fantasy, like adventurous rooted. Oh, excuse me, rooted. I mean, because he's kind of like the Tolkien of Deltarune's universe. He wrote The Lord of the Hammer, one of the most, if not the most iconic fantasy series of all time. So it kind of fits that he would have a pretty fantastical motif along with him. This one is pretty good. I think it goes here. Well, I don't know actually. Okay, actually, wait. I'm putting Dark Sanctuary pretty high up now. I'll put Dark Sanctuary there. Yahaha goes here, I think. Most of the ones from here on out, from now on, you could say, are going to be in this top chunk here, in this top corner, because they're just amazing. Fireplace is kind of the lantern of this chapter. It's the more laid-back, somber version of Yahaha, and it is the one that plays in Gerson's study, his like shop area, essentially. It's pretty good. I don't know if I like it more than Lantern or not. For example, I think it probably is better. It is a little slow, which, I mean, it fits the vibe very well. It fits the fireplace aesthetic. It's a beautiful room. The entirety of Chapter 4 looks amazing. This area looks amazing as well. I think it is probably here, though, in the end. Okay, a Dark Zone. A Dark Zone is the one that plays when you fight Jackenstein. Now, I like the Jackenstein boss fight. I feel like it might go on a bit long, but it is still a cool fight. This song, though, it's okay. I might get a lot of slack for this because it's like a pretty popular song to come out of this game. For me personally, it doesn't do much. It has the ghost motif from Undertale with like the dummy and Spider Dance and Naps of Luke and that kind of stuff, which makes sense. Here, I don't know. It's very effective in sounding like Halloweenish, like Tim Burton kind of vibes, but which, I mean, so it's effective at what it does for what it's trying to do, but the actual song itself, just on its own, I don't know. I don't want to put it down here yet, so we'll just see. We'll put it here for now, maybe. Ever Higher. This is the one that... Oh, what is this one? What is Ever Higher? Oh, that's right. This is the one that plays... This is a remix of From Now On that plays when you're climbing up the section with the Miss Mizzle and the giant water tub and the cup walkers climbing along with you. It's like a more like adventurous, like bit kind of remix of From Now On. Pretty good. I mean, I'm a big fan of From Now On, obviously. I like the instrumentation on that one a lot more than this one, though, so it won't reach the same tier, but it's because it's a remix of From Now On, it has to do pretty good. I'll put it between him and Dark Sanctuary. Mysterious Ringing, this one, it plays in the areas where it's dark and you're stepping on the switches to make it go boing, to like echolocate, like Daredevil style. This one is basically just ambience, but it is good ambience, very effective, very spooky. Those areas are the most spooky areas in the chapter, easily. So, once again, I don't like to dock things for being ambient, because if the ambience is effective, then it's a good track, I would say. So I think I will put this for what it does. I'll put it between. I think C is a better ambience, so I'm gonna put it right below C. Actually, wait. I'm seeing a problem now. Well, okay. Is it fair to say that tracks like C and Mysterious Ringing are better than these down here because they're just that good at making me feel things, making me feel either afraid or cold or haunted, that kind of stuff? They're very effective at what they do. So I don't feel bad about that, actually. Wise Words. This is a great track. Plays when Gerson is imparting his wise words on to Susie about, learning to heal, the healing magic, not giving up, that kind of stuff. Gerson's the GOAT in this chapter. This song plays in some of his most goated parts of the chapter. Very good song. A kind of a slower, more reserved, more pondering version of Yahaha and Fireplace, for example. I think it's pretty good. I actually prefer this one to Yahaha, so I'll place it here. Piano that may not be played that well. This one is the one that plays when Chris sits down and plays the piano in the bell room with the giant bells. After we try to play the piano and we fail, Chris says, "Fine, I'll do it myself," and begins playing the piano. This one is excellent. I freaking love this one. It's easily up here. This is the one that's similar to him, but played on the piano. I assume that it probably is like the same arrangement, but it's like a different instrumentation. So I use the wrong words there, but hopefully you're understanding what I'm saying. It is a different. It's a different arrangement of the same song. I'll put it that way. So this one is probably here for me. It's a very emotional scene, one of the most emotional scenes in the whole game to date, and there's even more of those coming. So stay tuned. Hammer of Justice. Hammer of Justice is the Chapter 4 secret boss theme when you fight the Hammer of Justice, the old man in his true form. Amazing song. It features all kinds of good motifs. It features ruins, Spear of Justice. I identified at least Asdor's theme in there as well, but perhaps I'm crazy. The freedom motif, of course, naturally, is also there, and it's amazing. Once again, it's fantastical, swashbuckling. It has like a banjo in there for like a more like laid back refrain kind of part of the song as well. So it's pretty amazing. Great track, probably my favorite secret boss track so far. 12 a.m. This is a more ambient track. This is 12 a.m. and 13 a.m. are pretty similar, so I'll go ahead and do them at the same time. They're pretty similar, but like slightly different instrumentation and arrangement. They play at pretty haunting times, especially regarding Rousey and the prophecy, and kind of some dark truths being revealed about the story and what's happening here. I like 13 a.m. more. I think it is a bit more, I don't know, lonely and desolate feeling in the sense. I think I'll put 13 a.m. up here, and 12 a.m. can go... Can I go... I'll put it here, actually. There we go. They're not that much different, but the little difference that there is makes up those 3 song difference. The difference of 3 songs here between Friends, Castle Funk, and him. I think 12 a.m. is just, like, this shows how close these songs are. Because, I mean, just look at it. Like, not that different songs, but that slight difference makes them 3 songs apart because all these are so close and just how good they are. They're all really, really good. Next, we have the second Sanctuary. This is better than Dark Sanctuary. It's better than most of the songs here. I'll put it above 13 a.m. It's an amazing area theme. Ripple is one of the best tracks in the game so far, quite possibly. It is the theme for when you fight something. Something in the dark, you could say, for some Omori fans out there. When you fight the statue Darkener of Gerson in Susie's Dark World, you hear this theme. It is tense, it is frightening, it is pounding. It's very similar to the like Burly encounter in Snowgrave, that song, but just more has more going on, more complete, and it is intense, hardcore. I'll put it here. The third Sanctuary, also one of the best tracks in the game. I'll go ahead and put it. Do I like it more than From Now On? Honestly, yeah. This is the best track so far. Dark Place. This is the Dark Truth, but it is arranged a bit differently, and it is arranged better than the Dark Truth. Also plays during one of the best scenes in the game with the Fun Gang, with the soul. There's a light inside your soul that is shining in the cold. It's doing that thing, and they're walking up to fight the night, and they're taking hits for each other and that kind of stuff. It's amazing. I'll put it here, maybe. This is a very top-heavy tier list because the soundtrack is so good. Heavy Footsteps. This one is... Okay, actually, with this in mind, I'll go ahead and move these down to here, I think. Just there's a bit more balanced. Heavy Footsteps is the one that plays when the knight makes the Titan fountain, and it is a drummy, percussion-based, kind of like a military-esque march that is very, very, very good, and I like it a lot. So I'll put this one, probably here, and then Crumbling Tower is kind of the extended, more fleshed out version of Heavy Footsteps, but I actually like the first one more. I will say that even though Crumbling Tower probably is, like, it's longer, has more going on, I like the more bare bones, stripped down version of Heavy Footsteps, personally myself. Spawn plays when you fight the Titan spawn. A very terrifying fight. There's no funny pun here to be had. It's just literally just a baby Titan, and if it grows up into a bigger Titan, then we're cooked, right? So the stakes here are high. This is a case where this is a stripped down version of Guardian, but I like Guardian more. This one is alright. I'm not actually a big Spawn fan. The fight itself is pretty cool, but the song is not my favorite, so I will put it here. Guardian is the final boss theme of Chapter 4 when you fight the Titan. One of the best songs in the game as well. I think it goes under Hammer of Justice because I like that one more, just slightly. Need a Hand. This is the one that plays during the Titan fight when we are cooked, and then Gerson comes up and helps us clap the Titan. Absolutely no diff a Titan with Gerson on our side. This is just kind of like a segment of Hammer of Justice, kind of, where it's hype. It's one of the most hype moments in all of gaming for me. Gerson pulling up and it's like, alright, well, you're not quitting here, are you, kids? And then you defeat the Titan alongside him. I think this one goes with... I mean, it's just a part of Hammer of Justice, so it's not the whole thing. I think it goes below... below Dark Place, probably. Then we have The Place Where It Rained. This is obviously a reference to It's Raining Somewhere Else. This is The Place Where It Rained. This is a mostly percussive track, at least for the first part. It spends a long time with just raining and other kind of sounds. Then eventually it gets to some notes, but lacking the sans motif melody. The melody only comes in... I should clarify, this is a remix of It's Raining Somewhere Else as well. And it does not feature the sans motif. Which is, there's lore to be had there, I think I'll talk about later, but it only picks up a melody after the sans part is over, so pretty good song. I think it is very effective at, like, wow, that just happened, and here we are in this quiet, cold, wet place outside now, all alone. Kind of just, like, reflecting on that. A very different usage for this song than it was in Undertale, and I appreciate that, I respect that. So I think this is probably, we'll put it here, I think. The Old Jitterbug. This one plays when you walk in on Sans befriending your mom. And there's another, I think it's another variation on, like, the spider dance, like, ghost type, the ghost motif, I'll just call it that from now on, the ghost motif from Undertale. It's a short song. It forever haunts me because we just had terrible, haunting, emotional moments in the Dark World. We come out now, and Toriel and Sans are just, hitting one of these moves to the song, and it's like, wow, what a whiplash. I have so much that I could say about how effective this scene is at making you feel things and, like, understand how the characters might be affected by seeing this. On so many levels. I might do a video on just this scene alone. It's so good. So, the song itself, though, it's whatever. I think it goes... I don't know. Actually... I mean, it's effective. Okay. If I'm gonna use the... How effective is it, then I have to put it pretty high. I think it's pretty effective. I think we go... Well, I'll put it in the same place as The Place Where It Rained because they happen back to back, and they're both very effective at what they do. So I'll go ahead and do that. And then we have Neverending Night. This is another version with the Chapter 4, the newly introduced Dark World leitmotif. The that one. That's not exactly how it goes. I skipped some parts there, but This one is pretty good. I'm not sure it's as good as the third Sanctuary. It's probably here, I think, between Need a Hand and Second Sanctuary. Then we have The Legend, question mark, because it is... Okay, is this title questioning if the legend is actually true, or is set in stone, or is it questioning whether or not the legend is merely a legend anymore, and it is the reality, is the important question to me. But the song itself, modified version of the legend, not the whole thing, just the first kind of few bars, and it's cool, but the actual song itself is not really sure what it's going for, so I can't say how effective it is, but it doesn't do much for me personally. I don't want to put it here on its own, all the way down here, so I'll put it with here probably. Now we have With Hope Crossed on Our Hearts. This is the new title, or the new save file screen. So previously we had Before the Story, which I use in like most of my videos, if not all of them. Now we have this one, which is With Hope Crossed on Our Hearts. Epic song title. The song itself is peak. So good. One of the best tracks in the game. Better than Before the Story, I would say, by far. I think it is here. Now we have a few last ones, some more secret ones associated with Mike. We have a volume adjustment. This is... All of these feature the sneaking motif in that unused song that Toby showed off in one of the newsletters. This one is the most directly similar to that song, and it's pretty good. I think it's... Yeah. I'll put it at the bottom of very excellent. Cat Swing, however, is one of the best songs in the whole game. I freaking love Cat Swing. I love it enough to where I can put it... better than Hammer Adjusted. Yeah. This is tough. It's somewhere in this range. Maybe it's here. Either way, it's so bombastic, so... I mean, it swings. As the name suggests, it is a swing, and it's a very effective one. I still have that image of the cat hitting the... It's great. It's great. It airwaves. Also, just a side note, we still have no freaking clue what the heck was going on with all those mics and the cat and the cowboy, and it was just insanity. It's so just stupidly random, but I have a video idea for that later on. I'll talk about it. So, airwaves. This is the other mic theme. This is not nearly as good as Cat Swing. It is kind of like a dubstep, almost kind of like a version of the Spamton kind of motifs. It has the Freedom motif as well. It's a good song. I'll put it, I don't know, here maybe. The last one is Concert for You. This one is literally just the sound effect that plays. We hear it in Chapter 2, I believe, as well, when Chris bangs on the piano, because we are trying to play the piano as the player and we can't, so we're just gonna the plink sound. It's effective, but it's just, you know, a sound effect, so it's kind of hard to do much with that. And there we go. This is our tier list. Do you guys agree? Do you not agree? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd be very curious to see what you guys think about the new tier list. Also, be sure to take care of yourselves. I know Deltarune is amazing. I've played it a lot myself, but, you know, be sure to go outside, drink plenty of water, clean your house, that kind of stuff. Just take care of yourself. That's all I'm saying. Anything else? Yeah, if you have any thoughts on the tier list, be sure to let me know in the comments down below. I know people on the last one were not necessarily happy about where I placed its TV time, so I'm sure there's probably some controversial takes in my tier list today, and I'd love to hear them, so please tell me. Also, a big thank you to all those who have supported me, like our Ko-Fi supporters, Cersei, 512, Frisky, and Rosie Pixels. Also, shout out to our Patreon supporters, like Blake the Snake, and also a shout out to these amazing folks for becoming YouTube members, particularly our Fruit Salad members, Com Luke and Hufflepuff Prefect, and also our one craziest member, Tybee. That in mind, I love you guys. Be safe, be smart, don't be stupid, and have a great rest of your day.